It was in this house in the Molenbeek district of Brussels that Salah Abdeslam was arrested in March 2016. The only surviving suspect to the Paris attacks the previous November, Abdeslam spent 4 months on the run, hiding in places not far from his family home. A few days before being caught, he was involved in a shootout with police in another part of the Belgian capital. His trial will examine his role in the crime. Abdeslam is also linked to the bombers who attacked Brussels 4 days after his arrest. Nearly 2 years on, the Belgian government has lowered the threat level, but analysts say Europe remains a target.
On est à la merci d'un attentat, que ce soit d'ailleurs de l'État islamique ou.
Another attack is always possible, whether it's by ISIL or Al-Qaeda or another radical Islamic group. Europe is still targeted by these organisations. What has changed, though, is that since ISIL lost territory in Iraq and Syria, it has lost some ability to train people to commit attacks in Europe. But it is still possible that they'll be able to do it again.
Police say many of those involved in the Paris and Brussels attacks had links to Molenbeek. People here are fed up with the unwanted attention. Salah Abdeslam grew up in Molenbeek, but he is a French citizen. And since his arrest here, he has been kept in solitary confinement in a prison in France. After the trial here in Brussels, he will return to France to wait for another trial over his alleged role into the Paris attacks. 130 people were killed in Paris when attackers targeted a football stadium, cafes and a rock concert. Philippe DUPERRON's son Thomas was killed that night. Now the head of a victims association, he feels compelled to attend Abdeslam's trial.
Il nous semble évident que c'est notre place.
It's important for us to be at this trial because it's the first trial for Salah Abdeslam. He's facing the Belgian justice system. The charges against him in this case in Belgium aren't directly linked to the November the 13th Paris attacks. It's true, but for us there is a link to this man, to Salah Abdeslam.
Belgium's federal prosecutor says the trial could shed more light on the assailants who planned the Paris and Brussels attacks. Whether the court will learn more from Abdeslam himself is unclear. Since his arrest, he's refused to speak to interrogators. Natacha, Butler, Al Jazeera, Brussels, Belgium.